evening. This is the 18 WJTS News. I'm Charlotte Olson. Thursday, the Dubois County Deputy Jesus Monterez and his K-9 Karma followed up on a drug complaint at 624 West 9th Street, Apartment 103. It's located in Ferdinand along with the officers from the Ferdinand Police Department. Officers on scene saw and were granted a search warrant to conduct a search of the apartment. K-9 Karma began a search and led officers to a back bedroom where marijuana and paraphernalia items were located. Officers located about 47 grams of suspected marijuana and other items of paraphernalia. The residence of the apartment was identified as 25-year-old Joshua Ditto, and upon checking Ditto's criminal history, officers learned that Ditto has a previous conviction for possession of marijuana and possession of paraphernalia in Dubois Superior Court. Ditto was arrested and was charged with possession of marijuana over 30 grams with a prior conviction, a level 6 felony, and possession of paraphernalia with a prior conviction, a Class A misdemeanor. This case was investigated based on an anonymous tip from a concerned citizen. Anyone with drug information is asked to contact the Dubois County Sheriff's Department at 812-482-3522 or their local police department and to speak with an officer about their concerns. Of course, all callers can remain confidential. There have been approximately 3,900 tips received via phone and email in the double homicide case of 13-year-old Abigail Williams and 14-year-old Liberty German. Approximately 1,900 of the tips were received after the release of a voice recovered from German's cell phone. The FBI is utilizing approximately 6,000 electronic billboards in 46 states requesting information about this case. The link of the audio of a suspect's voice saying "down the hill" is available for download at www.in.gov/ISP/Delphi. The audio and a previously released photo of a suspect were obtained from the cell phone of Liberty German. The Indiana State Police Alliance has established an account for individuals or businesses wishing to donate to the Delphi Reward Fund. Checks should be made payable to the Indiana State Police Alliance Foundation in the terms Delphi Rewards. And if that Delphi reward should be entered into the memo line of your check. Donations can be mailed to 1415 Shelby Street, Indianapolis 46203, and phone calls to the Delphi Murder Tip Line will now be answered at the Federal Bureau of Investigation's Major Case Conduct Center, which is located in Washington, D.C. The tip line number has not changed. It is still toll-free at 1-844-459-5786. Information can also be reported by calling 1-800-225-5324. Callers will have to follow a few prompts to report their information. However, information is still being accepted through email at abbyandlibertytip@cacoshrf.com. There is a $50,000 reward being offered for information leading to the arrest of a suspect or suspects in the murders of Liberty German and Abigail Williams. Information can be reported anonymously as well. Early this morning, Jasper police were called to the parking lot of CVS, and just before 2 a.m. this morning, a Jasper police officer initiated a traffic stop for a Pontiac Grand Prix for an unsafe lane movement near CVS. The driver was identified as 28-year-old Tabitha M. Payne, and police determined that there was a warrant for her arrest out of Warwick County for leaving the scene of a crash. Another officer arrived at the scene, and while taking Payne into custody, the passenger of the car, identified as 23-year-old Brittany Hornung, jumped out of the vehicle and became belligerent towards the officers. Police instructed Hornung to get back into the vehicle or to walk away, but she refused to do so. Officers advised her that if she continued with her behavior and refused to get into the vehicle or leave the scene, that she would be arrested for disorderly conduct. She then continued with her behavior and was advised by police that she was under arrest. While officers were taking her into custody, she resisted and had to be taken to the ground and drive-stunned with a taser to gain compliance. Payne was taken into custody and transported to the Dubois County Security Center without incident. Hornung continued to yell and scream while being transported to the security center as well. While at the security center, she continued to resist and was placed into the padded cell. A short time later, Dubois County Security Center requested assistance from Jasper Police due to the continuance of Hornung resisting. Upon officers' arrival, the issue was resolved without further incident. A local group of teens are enjoying the science of aviation through a program held at the Huntingburg Airport. Weekly meetings have resulted in the shaping of a light sport aircraft. With the story, here is Joy Holt.
Remember the thrill of wanting to be a pilot when you were a kid, or maybe driving into the city waiting to see those jets pass by close to the interstate? Well, if you're the parent of a teenager who enjoys building, whether it be digital or hands-on, the Huntingburg Airport is the site of a great opportunity for young engineers, mechanics, and anyone interested in aviation. The Huntingburg Airport is currently the site of the Pathway to Flight project, a group of teenagers who are constructing a kit airplane. The project started in January of 2015, with the group meeting once a week on Thursday between the hours of 6 and 8. As time has passed, the group has seen parts once scattered around take shape into a fuselage and cockpit, the main part of the airplane, a vertical stabilizer and rudder, along with a horizontal stabilizer and elevators. Cade Boglin, a Forest Park student who has been with the project since it started, shared how this opportunity has provided certainty for his future.
And I've always been interested in aviation, so I joined right away. And then it's really helped me because I've always kind of thought I wanted to do a career in aviation. And so from this project, I've actually decided to go to Vincennes in Indy. They have a campus on the airport up there, and I'll go 2 years for my A&P license, which is like your mechanics and stuff. So it's helped me decide my career. So it's beneficial that way. And just, I mean, anything hands-on. You learn how to use the drills, the saws, and reading the plans. So, I mean, if you're ever going to build something at home and it's got plans, that, you know, you have a little bit of knowledge of what stuff is on those. So, and then, like I said, I do engineering classes at school as well. So, you know, you can take some of the stuff you learn here and apply it there.
The teens are currently working on a 2-person light sport aluminum DIY aircraft kit from Sonex, based out of Oshkosh, Wisconsin. The light sport aircraft, also known as a LSA, when completed can service up to a gross weight of 1,300 pounds and perform at 155 miles per hour cruise speed on just 80 horsepower. However, even a DIY kit comes in at a shining price tag of just under $30,000. But when compared to a plane of similar size and horsepower bought directly off the factory floor, you could see a small investment of up to 4 times that amount. Funding is a necessary cause for the kit, and as money is raised, a new piece will be bought. The Pathway to Flight is an approved recipient of the DuBois County Community Foundation, and anyone interested in supporting the science and engineering project can make a monetary donation through the DuBois Community Foundation by visiting their site and searching Aircraft Youth Build. Supervising is Eric Sieber, an airframe and power plant mechanic who holds an inspection authorization title, which permits the A&P mechanic to perform a greater variety of maintenance and alterations. Sieber is a past resident of Jasper who is also a pilot and works out of the Davies Washington Airport. Along with Sieber, guiding the group is a loyal volunteer and Jasper native, Bob Grammelsbacher. Grammelsbacher, who has built a plane of his own, along with being a helicopter pilot and a retired chemical engineer, shows up every Thursday to help with the group construction. The Pathway to Flight group invites anyone in grades 9 through 12 from DuBois and surrounding counties to join them. The group meets every Thursday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. in Hangar 5 at the Huntingburg Airport, located 3 miles south of Huntingburg on US 231. Roger that. With the story, I'm Joy Holt.
Thank you, Joy. The Indiana Finance Authority, as part of its Environmental Programs Division, officially launched its lead sampling program this week, offering drinking water sampling to all Indiana public school districts. Jim McGough, Director of Environmental Programs with the IFA, stated that the volunteer program is part of the state's comprehensive efforts to ensure the availability of safe drinking water, and that the sampling program is free to participating Indiana public schools and will test water source fixtures in a variety of school district facilities. Those water sources include drinking water fountains, ice machines, food prep sinks, and other fixtures that provide water for human consumption. Water testing will follow all state and federal guidelines, and while satisfactory samples are expected at schools around the state, officials have a plan to assist in cases where lead levels are elevated. If a sample test reveals elevated lead levels, the IFA and Indiana Department of Environmental Management will work with the individual school district to map out the next steps to address the situation. The state revolving fund loan programs provided low-interest loans to Indiana communities for projects that improve wastewater and drinking water infrastructures. To participate in the lead sampling program, Indiana public school districts must complete a questionnaire that enables IFA to prioritize the extent of sampling needed in each school district. The IFA will roll out information sessions with participating public school districts in the upcoming months. Public school districts interested in the lead sampling program can visit the link below for more information, and that website is www.in.gov/IFA/2958.htm. And make sure you keep it right here, because up next we'll take a look at your weather summary.